That Harry Hines, man, we out here in the trenches, man. HHD, Harry Hines division. Really out here about this shit. This is the big leagues. You know, I tell my hoes every day, you gotta choose me every day. You gotta wake up every day and say, Daddy, I wanna be with you. Real hoes are proud to be hoes, man. And real pimps are proud to be pimps, man. And they would just make jokes like, look at this little fat ass looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy. So my name became Doughboy, that's where the Doughboy came from. When I became GD, then it went from Doughboy to Mac Doughboy.
Would you say you're a pimp?
Would for sure.
Like that?
I'm smashing like a motherfucker, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, like cross country like a motherfucker, man. Really smashing, asking for it, you know what I'm saying? All off the bitch, man. Getting it out the hole, man, for shit show.
Damn.
For shit.
All right, man, this is Texas Buzz. We outside in Dallas, Texas, man. Let them know who we got.
What's up, man? It's Mac Doe, man, from Tennessee, man, live and direct.
All right, bro. What would you say? What you be doing out here in Dallas? How many years you been out here?
Man, you know, I just came home from prison. Like, I was out here before. I just did 13 years in Tennessee State Prison. I've been out since November. I've been out here about probably off and on like 3 or 4 months now. Back down here about 3 or 4 months, you know.
Okay, got you. So Mac Doe, talk to me about the name Mac Doe.
All right, so when I was young, growing up as a kid, the first nickname I had, like when I was young, about 13 or 14, you know, I grew up in South Florida in Tampa, man, so like growing up outside with my shirt off, you know, I'm a heavy-set white boy in the neighborhood, you know, in the hood, and they would just make jokes like, look at this little fat ass looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy. So my name became Doughboy, that's where the Doughboy came from, you know what I mean? And then as I got older, you know, I became GD, so when I became GD, then it went from Doughboy to Mac Doughboy, and then as I got older, I just dropped the boy and it's just Mac Doe.
You said you became GD?
Yeah.
GD, that's there's not a lot of white people that are GD, right?
Nah, I mean it's definitely like you know, it's not that you can't be, it's just a lot of people, you know, I guess, you know, it's one of them things like don't grow up in an environment where it's prominent, where you could become a part of it, you know, but there is some white GDs, you know, myself, you know, a lot of people don't know that Jelly Roll GD, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, he one of the largest country singers in the country right now, you know, that's my brother Struggle Jennings, you know what I mean? It's, you know, you got white folks from Memphis, you know what I mean? It's not like, you know, we're just, I guess you could say we're a minority within the organization. Yeah, for sure.
I got you. We heard your name in the streets a little bit. We've been around over here in Dallas, over here in this area. We've been hearing your name. What would you say? Would you say you're a pimp?
Yeah, for sure.
Like that?
I'm smashing like a motherfucker, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, like cross country like a motherfucker, man. Really smashing, asking for it. You know what I'm saying? All off the bitch, man. Getting it out the hole, man, for shit show.
Damn.
For shit show.
Okay, and nowadays people think a pimp would be like an OnlyFans type of pimp, but this is real life in the street. What would you say as a pimp? Like, what is your job to these girls? Like, how do you protect them?
Listen, every day my job is to be the educator, the motivator, the instructor. You know what I mean? My job is to bring guidance and structure in a whole life. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, like the misconception of what a pimp is and what a pimp's not is diluted and watered down because of the criminal implications of what we do. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people are scared of that. You feel what I'm saying? So when you see different things like, you know, people look at, like, say, Sauce Walker, for instance, right? My partner Sauce. What Sauce do now, everybody thinks they just see what Sauce got going on now with the OnlyFans and the music, and they be like, oh, that's what pimping is. But when you want to see Sauce Walker, when you want to know what the pimping is in regards to Sauce, you have to go back years to what he had going on now. It just evolved. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, he's in a situation where he's obtaining a different kind of legitimate finance, you know what I'm saying? But still utilizing all the tools and all the things that he learned from his lifestyle being in the game, actually sending hoes really out here getting concrete money. And that's just a different kind of money. There's so many different elements of the game, right? And, you know, the lifestyle of pimping a hoe is also referred to as the game, right? And there's different elements and aspects of it, you know, and what y'all seeing right here in Dallas, Texas, man, is probably one of the biggest concrete representations in the country, man. You know what I'm saying? Harry Hines, man.
Never
Down
seen
and
anything
around
like
this motherfucker, man.
Yes, sir. Never seen anything like this, bro. Would you say you ever have love for one of your hoes?
Nah, for shit show, how can you not have love for somebody who goes out the door every day and puts their life on the line for you? Right? This is a very dangerous lifestyle, man. I'm talking about for everybody involved. You know, me and you had a conversation earlier off the camera, and I talked about, you know, when I was telling you about how, you know, I accept and embody everything that comes with every decision I make in life, right? And I'm a realistic person. I live in a realm of reality. And the reality is, man, this is very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? When you got a woman that puts herself in and out of cars with absolute strangers, there's a lot of weirdos riding around in these cars. 90%, I mean, I hate to say it, like, you know, like when them things like where you do what you do, like right now, you're in a very dangerous environment. But you're doing it with the goal and objective to educate, to open the eyes of people, to let people see, you know, embody the things that go on in society, you know, the shit that most people turn their eye to and they don't pay attention to. So when you're at work, your mindset is, let me get the footage, right? Let me make sure I'm asking the right questions. Let me make sure I'm finding the right people to interview, right? And it's not about, hey, man, I'm thinking about how dangerous it is that we're in a gas station in a high violent area, you know what I mean? And anybody pulling up could have an assault rifle on them and be a robber or a jacker or any of that shit going on. So, like in this game, you know what I mean? You don't want to dwell on it, but the realistic is like, damn, okay, this gal getting in the car, probably, man, you know how many of these guys out here are probably registered sex offenders? You know what I mean? Like they're weirdos, you know, because if they weren't kind of odd or different in a certain kind of way, right? If they weren't kind of like socially awkward, then shit, they wouldn't be out here buying pussy, man, just being realistic.
Have you ever had experience where one of your girls calls you, you gotta go save her?
Yeah, I mean, see, those type of situations is like, that's the part of the game that a lot of people don't understand, man. Instructions, right? You know, a woman, that's what separates a prostitute from a hoe. A prostitute is a woman who just gets out here on her own and decides to sell a pussy. And a hoe is a woman who pays a pimp. And a woman pays a hoe pays a pimp, man, for instructions in game, right? And like I said, experience and instruction is, you ever heard the saying, proper preparation prevents poor performance? You know what I mean? That in this game, you teach the woman how to pay attention to certain action, behavior, and attitudes or tricks, so that when the trick starts acting funny, sporadically starts saying or doing certain things, now a gamed up hoe is gonna peep that structure and see what's going on, and she's gonna put herself in a position to utilize her common sense and her hoeing to get the fuck out the way and move out that situation. But sometimes, you know, unfortunately, like all different avenues of life, you know what I mean? Sometimes certain things happen, man, that we can't prevent. You know, it's unfortunate, but it's life. You know what I mean? You work on a construction site, you hope don't nothing fall off the high rise or hit you in the head, but you wear a hard hat for a reason. OSHA makes you wear a hard hat for a reason, so you can be prepared if that situation happens.
Do you call and check on them, or do they call you?
Yeah, like, you know, like, you know, they'll check in and let you know, like, hey, you know, like that, I'm straight, you know what I mean, woo-woo, or, you know what I mean, like, just depending on what they doing or what they got going. Legendary Lab! Ain't it, man? What's up with the pivot, man? Yeah, man, gotta acknowledge a real one, you know, but, yeah, whole lot of that. But, yeah, man, you know, like, it's definitely communication, consistent communication.
Got you. Is there any girl you could call right now just to check on her?
So
we could get it on camera, like on her?
Yeah, I probably could. I can.
Hell yeah.
Let me see.
Just like, how's your night going? You good? Type shit.
Hello.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Nothing.
What it's looking like?
It's scrappy, but it's like 4 laws on this thing. They got somebody put over in the parking lot where I moved from.
All right.
And one police officer just pulled off, but there's still one right over there, and like 2 will throw down the blade.
All right, so them just move around, like move on up towards the other way, like towards the office building, up toward the middle way.
Alright.
Just keep your head on the swivel and be safe.
Alright.
All right.
Any last things you want to tell people on like what they think pimping is and what it isn't, and like, you know, people that look down on it, like.
I'm gonna say it like this, brother. Like, you know, this is just my personal opinion, right? We live in a society, man, where people are quick to assume what they don't understand to be ignorance, right? You know what I mean? If you have a person like, for instance, if we was to walk in a sixth grade math class, right? And we was take some students out of a sixth grade math class, and me and you was to walk them into a college classroom and set them in a pre-cal or, you know what I mean, probability statistic class, and a professor was up there talking about calculus or probability statistics, a person that doesn't already have a basic understanding of, you know, only has a basic understanding of math, is gonna say, hey man, I don't wanna hear this dumb shit, because it's easier for them to say something is stupid or dumb than to admit that they just don't have the necessary information, right? So all I say in life is this, man. In order for a person to have an opinion about something, you must first have an honest and valuable opinion, you know what I mean, education, like understanding of it. So you can't judge something you don't understand, man. It's like everything else. Like, you know, I can't sit here and say, I can't say to a motherfucker to say that, hey man, Islam is a dumb religion, if I haven't first taken the time to study the Quran, understand the 5 pillars of Islam, understand what the difference is and why they stand for what they do. You know what I mean? So all I can say is the unfortunate side and the most unfortunate thing in today's society is the misunderstanding and the misrepresentation, man. People have a bad habit of unfortunately trying to associate the lifestyle of pimping and hoeing with sex trafficking. You know what I mean? And if those are the two exact polar opposites of each other, right? When pimping and hoeing is something where a woman who's made a conscious decision to associate herself to be with a man, and she has taken upon herself to accumulate a large amount of money and go choose this man and give this man a choosing fee and say, hey, I want to be with you, I want to fuck with you, I believe in your vision and your understanding of the game, and I want you to educate me and game me up and make me better at what I do. Sex trafficking is something where somebody takes advantage of a person, kidnaps them, forces them beyond their will, drugs them, keeps them under the influence, and all this crazy thing that goes on. And all those things that transpire and happen in the lifestyle of sex traffickers, we as pimps totally don't stand for that. We against all that. Like, I don't allow any woman to be around me that uses hard drugs. Anything more than marijuana use is not to be accepted. If you can't control your alcohol, you're not gonna drink around me. None of those things, man. Everybody has to make a decision every day. I tell my hoes every day, you gotta choose me every day. You gotta wake up every day and say, Daddy, I wanna be with you. And if you don't wanna be here, hey man, that's perfectly fine. Baby, you could take everything you accumulated while you've been here and go on about your way, and I wish you nothing but the best, man. You know, for sure, because I generally, honestly understand and believe in the elevation and the growth that I instill in these women on a day-to-day basis, man. You know what I mean? And the biggest thing is I just say this to say this, man. Hey, man, to anybody out here that's watching this, to understand, man, everything that glitters, you know what I'm saying, ain't gold, man. Everything that look good ain't good. And I'm not here to try to, you know what I mean, try to say that there's not an ugly side of this life, because there is. It's a lot of misrepresentation. It's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of things that go on, man. Everything ain't for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to have an opinion about it, if you're going to judge it, if you're going to speak on it in a negative fashion, hey, man, do what these men are doing, man, and take the time and come out here and get a real understanding of this shit, man. See this shit for yourself. Pull up, have some conversation with some individuals that's really participating in the lifestyle, that's really outside, that's really active and attractive, man. Really out here mashing, man, and get an understanding of what's going on. I know y'all had the opportunity to speak to a few women, man. You know, hey, man, these women take pride in what they do. Real hoes are proud to be hoes, man, and real pimps are proud to be pimps, man. All that other shit, hey, well, we're going to leave it where it's at, man. But, you know, before you judge it, man, come get an understanding, man. Really figure out what's going on.
Hell yeah, bro. Hey, man, is there anywhere that you want the people to find you, you know, look you up, follow you?
Hey, man, I'm on Instagram, I am MacDo. I am MacDo, man, on Instagram. IAMMACDOUGH on Instagram, man. You know, hey, man, we out here.
Where we at? Where we at right now?
Hey, right now, man, we on that Walnut Hill, man, that Harry Hines, man. We out here in the trenches, man. HHD, Harry Hines division, man.
We
You know what I'm saying?
right in the
hey,
middle.
Concretia, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Out here where they really stomping down, man. Really out here about this shit. This is the big leagues. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, if Pimping and Horn was like, if we looked at this shit like baseball, this is the major leagues, man. This is the championship. You know, this is one of the prestigious whole tracks in the United States. You know what I mean? This is where the real ones at, man. You gotta really be tough to make it out here, man.
Hey, appreciate you, Mac Doe, man.
Nah, for sure, brother.
Love, brother. Texas Buzz, Mac Doe.
Yeah.